What's up, guys? It's Chase here with Man Tribe MX. I've got the new channel for you. Going to be putting out some new content. And speaking of new, you are looking at the new Beta 8 here of MX Bikes. If you're unfamiliar with it, you need to remedy that. That's all I can tell you. This game is phenomenal. Of course, like most of you, I probably got into MX Sim, and which I love. I love for the community. And I love the racing. You know, we stream the nationals every week over here, and it's just a great game. However, I'd kind of put this one on the back burner. Decided a couple weeks ago that I was really going to knuckle down and get a feel for it. I did that on the Beta 7, and I'll be honest with you, since I really put some time in on this, I hadn't been back to MX Simulator. Hadn't even fired it up. Of course, we're still watching the racing, but you know, this game fulfills all my needs, and you know, it's better looking, it's updated, the physics engine is absolutely phenomenal, and the realism versus, you know, the subtle gaminess of MX Simulator, you know, it really takes the cake for me. It seals the deal. So anyways, we're going to talk about this new beta, a couple updates and changes that have gone on, and what we think about those, and watch a little riding. You can see me here just kind of chasing my ghost around. You know, the first thing I noticed in this new beta is that right out of the box, I was faster. I could go to whichever track that I'd, you know, run laps on and set times and had a decent ghost, and I could beat those times. I beat all my best laps pretty much on the fly. And that's a good thing, I think. You know, one, it's fun to go fast. Everybody's into that. You know, two, maybe it helps a guy get this and not get quite so frustrated right off the bat, and helps him kind of, you know, get a little momentum, get a little confidence, and get into it a little bit quicker. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that additional speed that I was seeing here on the Beta 8, I think is due to a couple changes. One of which, probably the big one here, I just feel like I get a lot more traction. I feel like I can be a little bit more confident in the corners, either diving into them or grabbing a handful of throttle out of them. Seems like as long as I've got my weight, my rider weight where it needs to be, I can really hammer down on that thing, and the bike just seems to hook up a lot better. And in fact, I've had a handful of crashes now where the bike just hooks up too good. You know, I'm expecting to get a little spin, and it just kind of yanks me or slings me. But not a bad thing there. So just got to make a few adjustments. I noticed that the suspension settings, when you're in the garage and doing all your bike setup, instead of, you know, millimeters and those units of measurement, now we're seeing what you would actually see on a bike, you know, such as clicks and turns. So for guys that actually, you know, have motocross bikes and know how to dial that suspension in or adjust it, you know, when they're going to ride somewhere different, that's a pretty easy translation. You know, I'm sure I know a little bit about it. I'm not going to call myself an expert, but it does make sense to me to go, oh man, let me just back this off 2 clicks and see what happens. So that's a good thing there. I know that they added a combined front and rear brake option on this beta. I was actually under the impression that we always had that, although now it's a nice, easy to find, check the box and you're good to go. In the previous beta, where that was not an option, I had actually just mapped the front and rear brake to the same left trigger, and then I played with the gain and linearity and dead zone settings on the brakes to get it to a point where, you know, when I grab that brake, the rear comes on pretty strong right off the bat, and kind of midway the front brake starts to gradually come on as well. I just found a nice balance there. I've learned to ride with it, and so I haven't even switched over and tried the new combined brake setting, but I may have to do that in future. Let's see here. You know, we talked about that traction. Another thing that I feel makes me fast, or faster than the previous beta, kind of in that same vein, is this sit helper, which you can actually see working right there. You know, whereas in the previous beta, I had to work really hard on, you know, sitting and standing my guy at the right times, coming into corners, coming into a rut, berm, whatever it is, you know, sitting down at that last second, compressing that rear suspension and kind of giving myself a little extra dig to get out of the corner. Whereas now, I find that I can leave my guy standing up, you know, a lot more. And as I get into a corner, especially getting forward, with your rider weight, getting over the handlebars, it seems like he does a really good job at getting his butt down. If it's as far down as when you manually sit him, I'm not real sure, but I can say that I'm finding myself having to use that less and less, that sit down, stand up, because he's doing a really good job himself. And there's still some real tight ones, or if I know I'm going to get a lot of G-forces, I might go ahead and sit him down before I sling him through there. But good work on the sit helper. I had seen a video in the MX Bikes forums previously of that being in the works, so that I know that was highly anticipated, and I'm going to continue to test that. I'm going to run tracks 100% standing up, see if there's any areas where, hey, I wish I was sitting down, and kind of back and forth, because I'm still learning, to be honest with you. I'm still figuring out what works best and what's the fastest. So if you guys spot some bad technique, definitely let me know. I've noticed that crashes in this Beta 8. I've had a handful of kind of weird ones where I should have crashed, but somehow my guy stays on, even though he's drug his head through the sand for 30 feet. And I also noticed a lot that those events where you do crash your bike, hit the fence or something, and your bike is ghost riding away from you. It seems like that is a lot more prolonged than what we were seeing in the Beta 7. I'm gonna go ahead and say that there's been some physics engine stability to the bike changes, which are helping make me faster in this beta, but are also kind of peeking through the veil in those strange moments where you crash out and then your bike rolls across the whole map and won't tip over, type of thing. But hey, all in all, this is a fantastic game. I thought I loved it, Beta 7. Now I really love it. The only thing it's lacking for me right now is the giant MX Simulator community. Although from all the guys I've met, G-Dub MX, and I've ridden with some other guys online, whether they know who I am or not, they're an awesome community and always willing to help. So that's not what I mean. What I mean is just a huge number of people with free time building more and more content for this game, and a national series where I can go race and figure out how bad I suck. That's what I want to see next. And for me, that's the type of thing that's going to seal the deal. When I can say, where do I send my money? Sign me up. I want to be a big name in MX Bikes, and they go get my dreams crushed with the rest of you that are going to be just whooping me and lapping me. That's when I'll be sold. So thanks for watching today, guys. Shoot me some feedback. I'm anxious to hear what you guys think about this beta, and I'll be recording some more stuff and putting it out for you soon. Everybody be good.